Hello and welcome to Geeks That Around, talking The Flash season 1 finale. Fast enough. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and we've got a full panel today. So let's start with the introductions. First off, we have our executive producer, the head man in charge, Deanno Jackson. How you doing, Deanno? I forgot your name for a second there.
Wow, really? Yeah. It's like I change those up all the time, like P Diddy. But yeah, it's like this is a really great episode. We came really, really close to a Flashpoint situation, and judging how this thing ended, it's like we actually still might kind of, sort of, almost in a way get it. Should be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, cool. All right, and next we have our community manager, Knuckles Goldberg. How you doing, Knuckles?
Good. I really liked the episode, except for the very ending part, but we'll talk about that.
Cool. All right. And we have a couple new, well, not new panelists, but panelists that are not regulars. Let's start with Ayub. How you doing, Ayub?
I'm good. I thought most of the episode was a long, interminable build-up to a final 5 minutes of awesome, but there you go.
I was kind of the same way. I felt very similar. And next we have Kim Beasley. How you doing, Kim?
I'm the woman in the know, and I love talking about Flash.
You should be in more Hangouts then.
That would help.
Yeah. I have at better times, and I will.
And what did you think of the episode?
Oh gosh, it just depends on which part we're going to be discussing, because some parts I was like, yeah. Other parts I was like, really? So I'm kind of 50-50 on the episode.
All right. And next we have our regular panelists. We'll start with Charles. Charles, how you doing? And what you think of the episode?
I am doing fantastic. I'm happy that my internet is actually working today. And for the episode, I only got one thing to say, and Deanno knows what I'm going to say.
Holy mother of crap.
Yep. Yes. Oh, man. I love this episode so much. It was so good. It is definitely a holy mother of crap worthy episode. I thought it was awesome.
All right. Okay. And last but not least, mostly... Oh, wait. Lou is here. Lou, when did you get here?
Seriously?
All right. Second to the last, we have Isaiah Mullins. How you doing, Isaiah?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing great. And for me, I love this episode. It was just like if a person like me, a Flash fan, I loved it all the way, and I love the build-up. And I got any speculation for it now. So yeah, can't wait to talk about it.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, the very quiet Lou. When did you get here, Lou?
I've been here all night since we started.
Okay.
But the episode was great, so you can now talk, Matt.
All right. Okay.
We have so many people on the panel today that it's kind of blowing Matt's mind.
Yeah, exactly. We're up to 8. Great. All right. So yeah, we start the episode with Barry making the exact same mistake as he made last week, and that is trusting the bad guy.
Pretty much.
Like, he goes up to Harrison Wells, and Harrison Wells is all like, oh, I got a deal for you. Like, let me escape, and you can save your mom.
Yep.
Which is absolute, like, crap. It really is. Anyone have thoughts on that, on him making the very same mistake 2 weeks in a row?
I do. And just like last week, he didn't need him at all to do this plan.
Nope.
He could have kept Harrison Wells in his prison and still done that.
You know, just pretty much didn't do it at all.
That's just it, is once he knew what was going to happen, once he knew what the plan was, oh, I have to run really fast in this direction and then have hydrogen go in that direction, why the heck did they let Harrison Wells go?
Trying to keep their word.
Yeah, I would have to go with Kim on that. So
Forget him.
They didn't have to keep the word to him because he's never kept his word to them.
Thank you.
Well, technically he has, but he only kept his word because he had to be able to keep up appearances of him being Harrison Wells. I mean, Eobard Thawne, yeah, sure, you can't really trust that guy to keep his word, but for when he was pretending to be Harrison Wells, he was playing a role, and when he did play his role, he did keep his word on
Well,
a few occasions.
he kind of lied too. He always had his hand up
Of
his
course he
sleeve.
lied. He had to lie about being Harrison Wells because, I don't know, he killed the original Harrison
Pretty
Wells.
much he
He's
planned
keeping
everything.
appearances.
He planned everything too. So
Well,
Yeah, he couldn't have just showed up in the pilot episode talking about, hey everybody, I'm Eobard Thawne, and yeah, I know I don't like Harrison Wells, but let's not worry about that. How y'all doing today? Oh, and by the way, I'm going to cause a catastrophe that could possibly destroy the world, but it's going to actually create the Flash and a bunch of other demons. Come on!
No.
he planned everything.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. I think they let him go because they were trying to get rid of him without keeping him imprisoned in a building designed and built.
that's a good point too.
So get rid of him. Send him to his time. Let him screw that up and leave us alone. You know.
Didn't Cisco say, like, when they were putting him into the whole time sphere, don't ever come back here? They were telling him to go back where he came from and never come back? Yeah, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they didn't want to kill him, but they certainly wanted him gone.
I want
Now, what is the consensus from the group? What is the consensus that Eobard planned to get captured? Is he in that jail cell at his own volition, or is he on Plan B right now?
No, I don't think you planned for that.
I think he was on plan T.5. Basically, the man has way too many plans.
Well, Eobard is smart. He's just not that smart.
I think he kind of calculated for that eventuality, that possibility that he would get captured, because he was too quick to make the deal, too quick to offer the deal. Even he didn't even have to think about it. It was like, anyhow, I can get home. I get home. It doesn't matter to me which way.
Right.
He did mention to Eddie that Eddie was his backup plan. So maybe that's why I'm thinking that this is the backup plan.
All right, but I do have a question. I have a question. In the scene where he was, I don't remember who was interrogating him exactly, but he had mentioned how far in the future he's from. I think he said like it's around 130 some odd years in the future.
That was Barry.
That was Barry.
That was Barry. Okay.
That was right at the
wasn't sure if it
beginning.
was
Yeah,
Barry
he
or
was born
Cisco. I
130.
wasn't sure. But,
yeah, he was born 136, which means that he would have come back from approximately 160 years.
I know, but for him to be from the future in about 136 years from now, well, what is with that like holographic newspaper that has a date that's 10 years in the future?
Well, he was born 136 years from now. He didn't get born and then immediately travel back in time. He actually lived quite a bit of his life before doing that. And besides which is like not sure if you know this, Charles, but time travel tends to happen a lot in this show.
I know, right? I just know
It's
that
going to happen a lot more.
Really? No.
Everyone that seems to be unaware of it. Well,
I know, right? Like,
got
why
this
West?
newspaper from like so far in the future.
Right.
Time travel.
And they can
Is time travel that thing
Well,
that...
no, all right. Well, the basis of what I was trying to say is that just with him always going back to that newspaper, trying to see if the future is intact. I mean, I would thought that he would be more concerned with his own future than something that happened 10 years in the future.
Well, it has to.
No, I think that the 10 years in the future was the closest major event that he needed to remain unchanged. So look at it as a domino effect. If what happened on that date didn't happen, then nothing else would happen the way he wants it to happen.
Okay.
So,
All right, then. Yeah.
beginning of the domino.
Yeah. So he had to make sure that everything he was doing was not fucking that up.
Right.
Okay.
So he became very careful, very skilled what he's trying to do. Very, very skilled.
Maybe the Flash disappears in that time and goes forward to his time 100 years or something.
Yes, actually, that does happen.
I forgot time was fragile like heck. This was very, very fragile.
Yeah, yes, definitely, and I don't know. That's just it. Is I had understood that that Eobard Thawne, while maybe he was born 136 years in the future, came from farther ahead in the future than that. I thought it was like 500 years, but maybe not.
Well,
It was a little
maybe
bit
not so
jarring.
far as 500 years, but certainly 136 years and quite a bit of change.
Right.
If I were to hazard a guess, I would say that that Eobard, as he was when he came back from the future, was, shall we say, mid-30s?
Yeah, mid-30s.
Is that a fair guess? Early 30s to mid-30s?
Yeah.
Just to put a number out there.
Well, he was very skilled in hand-to-hand combat more than Flash, so yeah.
Yeah, then he came back in time and had, freaking 20 more years or whatever to further develop himself.
Right.
Before he even ever met young Barry Allen.
Yeah, he pretty much made Barry Allen. So it's a catch-22 for him.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
That's today.
Then we get everyone weighing in on whether or not Barry should actually do this or not do this.
Yeah, that was the interminable bit for me, frankly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
You had Barry's dad who said no. You had Cisco who said no, and then everyone else said yes. Like, go for it. It's like, okay, this was my problem with this scene, this very extended decision that he had to make that literally took up half the episode. Was you have a small chance of destroying the entire planet and, a little bit more than the planet. And so Barry's all like, oh, well, that's bad. And then he talks to Eobard again, and Eobard's all like, no, it's safe, I've already done the math. And Barry's all like, oh, okay, I'm just going to trust him. And then they do the math, and they're like, no, this really does have a chance of destroying the entire freaking planet. He's all like, yeah, but I want to save my mom. At that point, what the heck are you doing?
Well,
even before that, you don't know whether or not, even without destroying the planet, you don't know if it's better to do this.
The way that I got it figured, Eobard has been planning this for too long to get something like this wrong.
Right.
You don't go through all of this, through all the machinations that he's been doing, literally since he took over the body of Harrison Wells, or did that disguise thing to make himself look like Wells, that fucking fringe thingy.
Yeah,
but
fringe.
You don't go through all that planning to make a mistake that critical.
Right.
If he was like some sort of evil bastard and destroying the entire world was his end goal, is what he wanted, then there would have been a little bit of trepidation there, at least for me. His entire goal, the one thing he has been working toward since he got to the past, was getting back home. That is his end game. That is what he wants.
And that is kind of trustworthy.
Yeah, he needed his trust.
It's like, I'm not saying it's like I wouldn't have him babysitting my nieces or anything like that. If there was something on the path to him getting what he wanted, you can trust that that's going to go the way he wants it to go.
Yeah, unless someone diverged from the planet is.
So it's like, so yes.
Don't forget don't forget that if he blows up the planet in Barry's time, then there's no planet for him to return home to because it will be gone.
Well, the planet see
why would he want to destroy the planet?
I don't know. Maybe he's like 90% sure. Well, if he was 90% sure, he'd still go through with it. I don't know. You could just interrupt, Kim.
Please.
What's that, Kim?
I was just going to say that Barry is once again showing his innocence in trying to make things good for everyone, but in this case, he's trying to make things good for himself. And he's believing a bad guy once again, which is sad to say he's done more than once. And I think because he doesn't know who he is really or trust himself, he's going to all these different people asking their opinion when he knows goodness well he shouldn't be doing it. But yet he's letting feelings and emotions get out of whack, and he's letting what everyone is saying, especially the one person that gets on my nerve, Iris. And and he's not making a decision based off of logic. He's making a decision based off emotions, which is his big problem. He's too emotional.
And
You just reminded me of something, Kim. Real fast, just specifically on what she's saying. I realized that this entire season, Isaiah has not said a racist or sexist comment about Iris. Not once.
Yeah, has a crush on her. Come on.
Well, there's no need. It's not funny.
But you do it all the time with every character.
Yes,
every
right.
female character you do, but you have it with Iris.
Yeah, it's not that
calling
funny.
you out.
Well, they don't show her getting out of bed like they do in Arrow, so it doesn't get them all angry.
Exactly. Thank you.
Sorry, Ayub, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay.
That
That's
blew
okay.
my mind.
Just one other point, as I say, apart from Barry's dad, and apart from maybe Iris's dad, everyone else that he asked were too busy trying to figure out what answer Barry wanted to hear, rather than what Barry knew, and that's what made it incredible for me. It's just, he's just get on with the story. We know he's gonna go back in time. We know this already. There's no big surprise. So just do it, get it done. Let's find out what happens next.
Well, I have to defend Barry on this one because no fact he did again trust the villain again. He was working up all his life to save his mother from the very get go. But it came with a big cost. Like the last time he tried to save people from Starling City from that big tidal wave, he went back in time, and it changed something within that timeline. So he's very cautious what could happen, what could not happen. Asking the wrong people, which is his friends like What's-Their-Face and What's-Their-Face, or Cisco, they're not really most reliable people because they haven't went back in time or not. He's the only person who has, and so is Abe or Thawne. So he has to pretty much think on his own, on which Kim said, like, which is true, because he was thinking with his emotions. He should have thought about it with himself. Like, last time I went back in time, I pretty much messed up everything else. So I shouldn't do this. I should have done this.
Well, it's like, let me speak on that point right quick. It's like because both you and Kim has brought that up. He was acting too much on his emotions, and when he should have just used what y'all are saying, he should have used like just kind of pure logic to make these decisions. Is that what I'm hearing from the both of y'all?
Yeah.
Well, one person in this universe has been making his decisions based on just the pure logic that he felt was correct at the time. That man's name is Oliver Queen.
Oh yeah,
it's worked out for him.
He's a liar and got that brain.
When he tried to be Oliver, he took the whole wrong, bad part of Oliver and applied it to his situation. He didn't look at the big picture.
Right.
He said, okay, if Oliver was in this situation, what would Oliver do?
Fuck it up.
Shoot it with an arrow.
Shoot an arrow into the sky and fly.
Yeah, Oliver will try to kill himself and his enemy in a plane. Only that yeah.
Right. Don't tell nobody about the Mercury Crew.
And he would join an evil organization to try to take it over from the inside.
And also don't tell nobody about the Mercury Crew cure for it. Like I was embarrassed because I wouldn't tell nobody. I was embarrassed. I'd be like, really, dude? really? Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely everything to himself and not let anyone else in on his plan because wait. Wait. He would also trust the most untrustworthy person he knows to be a part of his plan. So yeah.
Well, he did trust Eobard. So.
No. You can't say that because the Flash did the exact same thing.
Yeah. He trusted Eobard.
Yeah, I know. He did do the same thing and look how it worked out.
Right.
It's like he did that with Captain Cold. Yeah, it's like
well,
that was just comical to me.
To be fair, it worked out pretty well for Malcolm Merlyn, but not so much for Harrison Wells.
Yes.
Well, good point on that one.
Well, one thing I did like about the whole build up to the finale, the boring part of the episode is they filled it with lots of geek references, and that was kind of funny with Excelsior coming in and Reverse Flash's ring, which, because I was reading up on some of the comics, was actually a Barry Allen invention, and he used to wear it around town and pop out his suit and jump into it. So that was kind of cool, seeing those little nods to every universe, not just the DC universe.
There's actually a comic about that. We mentioned it many hangouts ago, but there was where someone asks, like, how do you change into your costume? And he's all like, oh, I just change right there, but it's super speed. And then someone's all like, doesn't that mean that Superman can see you naked? And he's all like, yeah, it's super uncomfortable.
Oh, man, that was a classic joke.
Yeah. But to speak to the other point, it's like people are making, it's like I get how how some of the non-actiony stuff may have seemed a little bit boring, as opposed to something like a usual Arrow finale, which is just action, 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 action.
Mm-hmm.
I actually appreciated the approach they took in this episode, because this has been an emotional journey for everybody, and to have those emotions and all this madness addressed before they got into an action is like, I thought was a very unique. And I appreciate a different approach now, because Arrow's been doing the same shit in every finale for the past 3 fucking years.
Right.
But it's something different from these showrunners, and they just showed me that they are actually capable of doing something different than the usual city under attack. Damn, I guess it's May thing that they've been doing again for the past 3 years.
Right, and plus, the stakes are actually higher than before. It's not just the city; it's about the world itself and reality itself. If he does mess this up, he's going to kill everyone, an extinction.
The thing that's going on in Arrow is that every season, in the first season, you had the whole earthquake device. In the second season, you had Mirakuru. In the third season, you had the whole Alpha Omega virus. But in Flash, they are up in their game, because of the season finale of Flash. What do we have? We have a freaking black hole.
I just said that too.
Yeah. But that particular event was more of a lead-in into the events of the second season than closer for this season. It's like the actual closer for season 1 happened in the particle accelerator. That was closing this story. And everything that happened after the point, the after effects of Eddie shooting himself, that's setting up for the next season. I was like, I'm fine with that. So this big world-ending thing, that's a second season problem. The actual first season problem was solved by the end of this, and it had nothing to do with like the entire city or whatnot. It was very personal to this particular group of people, and I like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about commitment real quick. You have Barry about to go on a race around this ring, and that will very most likely completely and totally change history. Everybody is aware that everything is possibly going to change. And that is when Caitlin and Ronnie decide to get married.
Exactly.
It wasn't that bad, man.
It's like, we're gonna be married for 3 hours.
Like I called it. But it's like, I mean,
Spears record.
If your entire life was about to change and be rewritten, wouldn't you kind of do the one thing that you wanted to do before that happened? Just so it's like, I mean, it's like, even if it didn't mean anything in the future or whatever, it's like, I mean, just to have that experience right there, like that happened.
Right.
I would have done the exact same thing.
Same here. It's
it's still pretty funny, though.
I would have skipped to the wedding night part and forget about it. You don't have. They did not have time for that, and I pretty much forgot about that. I'm kind of mad that you brought it up.
I liked it though.
It's like, I mean, that scene produced one of the best lines in this episode, which is the other doctor's like, I forget his name, the second half of Firestorm, telling Ronnie, it's like, let's not fight on our wedding day. That just cracked me up.
Or Dr. Stein? Yeah, Dr. Stein.
Yeah, Dr. Stein, thanks.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
That was funny. That was funny.
Looking forward to seeing more of him in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, there was lots of fun,
which is nice.
Lots of jokes in there. So yeah, it was nicely done overall. The full episode. It's just yeah.
What would you look?
I guess I was in too much of a rush to get to the end and figure out what the hell's going to happen next season.
Of course, we also have the line where they're talking about the planet being destroyed. So long and thanks for all the fish. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we also have Barry saying, "Oh, the black hole. It's like a tornado, but sideways." That's not at all what a black hole is.
Right. It's not.
No, it's like, no. See, that's not the one that pissed me off the most. The one that pissed me that legitimately upset me. Well, I guess not upset me, more like annoyed me, I guess, was Caitlin asking what a singularity is.
Oh, sweet.
No!
Yes. Caitlin, sweetie, you're a
know.
scientist. Don't bullshit me. You know what a fucking singularity is.
You're a scientist. Stop.
It's like, I don't care what you're a scientist of. It's like, you have enough knowledge, you know what a singularity is.
Right.
She should have said, "What does artificial intelligence have to do with this?"
That was a line they should have given, like, to Iris or
anyone,
someone else that doesn't have the
full knowledge,
the technical knowledge.
Okay, let's look at Caitlin, though. Do you really buy her being as smart as she's supposed to be?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would not?
Come on.
Yes
It's
and
difficult.
no.
It's difficult.
Difficult because of all the stuff she's. It's difficult.
Let's put
There
it this
is a
way.
small
Let's put it this way. Hold on.
Disbelief. Just
how-
because of lines like that. Just because of lines like that, where
Yeah.
she's all like, "What's this singularity?"
You see, her intelligence isn't played as well as Simmons's on
Well,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
but that's
and
unfair.
it's
Because
certainly
Simmons,
not played
everybody
as well
knows
as
she's a
Cisco.
genius.
Cisco's always doing something smart, always, constantly,
Yes.
over and over and over again. Her, you don't see that from her as much.
No, you don't.
Exactly.
And it makes me wonder, is she really as smart as they try to make her come across? Or is she really as
know.
dumb as she does come
From
across?
what,
Maybe
looking
we'll
back,
see more of
looking-
that next season.
looking back on the overall season and the stuff that I've seen Caitlin Snow in, like the episode where she gets kidnapped by the Rogues, and then just a whole bunch of other stuff. She always appears to. They always put her off as a scientist, saying, "Oh, I'm Dr. Caitlin Snow" and all that. But aside from that, they always seem to put her in the position of the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I have a problem with that. I have a definite problem with that because I thought we were past stuff like this. I mean, this was stuff that happened I don't know, in other shows on different TV channels, but for a show like The Flash and all that, I was expecting something a little more
Bang.
better for that. I know that was a point.
You know,
But see,
they
Charles,
did it better
your
with
point-
Felicity.
Yes, they did do it better with Felicity, but they're doing this garbage with The Flash, and it's not
Hey.
pissing me off, but it is annoying me.
Look,
Yeah.
season 1 of Arrow had Laurel as a damsel in distress. So this one, they flipped it. Instead of giving it to Iris, they went with Caitlin.
Okay, you can't say Laurel. It's actually her real name. Her real name, you already know what it is, folks. You already know what it is.
That's your
Mute
name
him.
for her.
Somebody mute. Thank you.
So, where were we? Okay, so now we got two Cisco scenes I want to talk about. The first one, of course, is when Cisco is talking with Eobard, and he mentions the alternate timeline, which Eobard was very interested in, and mentioned, I'm so another great line. I'm so sorry, not for killing you. I'm sure I had a great reason for that, because you're a metahuman, and so Cisco now knows he's a metahuman.
That's cool. That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and that also explains the earlier problem that I had with him remembering something that technically didn't happen. This closed the loop on that for me, so it's like, okay, that is a viable explanation that actually makes a lot of sense. So I was like, okay, I'm on board with that.
Same here.
Cool. And then we also have another scene where Barry is all like, okay, so I'm going to do this. You're the one person I haven't asked whether or not I should do this. But I'm going to do this. And Cisco's all like, well, I don't like it. And he's all like, well, how about if you make a time machine? And Cisco's all like, all right.
No, he said go on.
I'll make an awesome time machine.
No, he said go on.
It's like that's all you have to tell him. It's like, I mean, as big of a geek as Cisco is, I get to make a fucking what? I'm in.
Right, it's like, okay.
Exactly.
What's the quote from Pulp Fiction? Shit, N-word. That's all you had to say.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a classic scene from Pulp Fiction.
well, I've never seen Pulp Fiction, so I don't know what you guys
Really?
are talking about.
Oh, you got to.
Someone block him, please. Someone just block him.
God.
Just no.
Yeah, just block him.
In any case,
Okay, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and
Just
go.
mute him.
I haven't either.
great movie, great movie.
It
In
is.
any case,
Kim, I can understand it from you. I can understand you not having seen Pulp Fiction. That doesn't make you lose any geek points.
Good.
Yeah.
so
apparently
we
I
also
have.
have a scene where Stein is talking to Eddie, Stein's all like, yeah, you're the only person in this entire group who doesn't have their destiny already set for them, which makes you kind of the wild card.
Mhm.
I think he was completely and totally bullshitting.
No.
I really do.
Oh, I thought that entire scene between Stein and Eddie was absolutely awesome, and I don't think he was bullshitting. I think they're right that Eddie's being as unremarkable as he is in the history books, and now with the alteration of the timeline, with Harrison Wells coming back, affecting things, Eddie is a wild card. He can basically choose his own destiny. He can marry Iris. He could become a prominent member of the Central City police force. He could be the new Flash for all we know.
The hell with it. He could just shoot himself.
So can everyone else, though. Everyone else can change their timeline as well.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but
Eddie's
not off the group. Not from the group. Not from the group. Everybody else has a
from the
role.
group. Obviously, Flash can change his own history because he has.
Well.
And his own future because he has. Harrison Wells changed his future multiple times.
He doesn't care.
Every time the newspaper changed to something else, that was because Harrison Wells fucked something up and he had to fix it.
He does that a lot.
That was directly because of his own machinations, and he did it for the specific reason of making those changes.
Yes, that is true. However, it shows that Flash's future is malleable. It can be changed.
What it also shows, though, is that if you have a very intricate jigsaw puzzle with one piece that doesn't fit, you'll never finish the jigsaw puzzle, and you'll just wreck it and throw it all away, which is kind of what happened, really.
Yes, right at the end. And then let me see. We have. I think the next thing that happens is he actually goes on. He goes on his run, and.
Speed Force.
So he goes on his run. He makes the deal. He's all like, "Yeah, I'll let Eobard go in his little time spear before." And of course, Caitlin says her line, which is, "You've never run that fast."
Wow! Thank you for being so confident in me. Thank you.
Wait! She said what?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah, she was so confident in him. Like she was so proud and pretty much she believed in him. She did not believe.
Guys.
He honestly didn't run that fast yet.
Wait, was she one of the people that told him to go ahead and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
Yes, she is. No. She is actually one of the people who said not to do it.
No,
she said everything was perfect as it was.
No, that was like other people. No, she was actually going for the Barry change his own, like save his mother. She was all for that.
No.
She's not. No, she wasn't.
For this hangout, I have a recap, and I'm looking specifically at Caitlin was anti going through the wormhole.
She must be like switching both sides then. You didn't believe in him.
But yeah, about then, Joe also changed his mind. Joe's all like, "Well, maybe you shouldn't," and then like Caitlin's all like, "Well, you can't run that fast anyway."
Thanks.
It's like, all right. And of course, when he finally
didn't
does
tell him
start
that he
running,
couldn't do it. It's like she just said these never has before. I mean, come on.
Well,
Yeah, but Barry, but listen, Barry,
Which is true. Barry has yet to before this episode has not hit Mach 1. He's broken the sound barrier. That's Mach 1. He never did twice that.
But can you believe in the brother? Can you believe in him? Stop being so doubtful. Don't be like a negative Nancy. Believe in me, son. Believe in me.
Why?
And of course, Barry says his goodbyes because that's basically what he's doing because he doesn't expect that the people he's coming back to are the same versions that he's leaving behind. Like, see, that just really bothers me. Like, why are you going to screw stuff up like that? But in any case, the second he starts running,
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget if he had changed the past, then the collider wouldn't even be there when he got back. He'd be trapped underground in solid Earth. Really?
Well, we don't. Well, it's a possibility, yes, but we all really don't know because.
I don't think so because of the fact that how he ended up doing the run, how he ended up going someplace, was he visualized places in his in his own timeline. So I think he would have just ended up going to some place that he remembered in his life. Maybe not to the same time.
Yeah, but here's the problem. If he ends up going back to another place that he remembered, his memories are going to be wrong, because none of the events that happened would happen.
That's just it. That's already that they actually talk about that in the episode. When he comes back, he's gonna lose all the memories of the previous timeline already.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that in the episode.
Yeah. So therefore, he wouldn't know where to come back to.
It wouldn't actually happen it wouldn't actually happen until he returned to the timeline, and even then, it would only happen over time, because it's like this exact situation happened in the Flashpoint story arc.
Right.
Once he arrived in his new time, it's like for the longest time he was retaining his memories. It was only after time where his memory started to acclimate to the new timeline. As a matter of fact, in Flashpoint, that was a big thing, trying to stop that from happening.
Right.
Because, new timeline bad, need to get back to old one, so need someone that knows what the old timeline was.
Which is a cool movie, by the way. It's a cool movie.
So, of course, he goes back in time. He is in the closet. Grant Gustin is in the closet. I'm just going to say that right now.
Wait, who's in the closet?
Grant Gustin. He plays the Flash. The Flash was in the closet.
Yeah.
He was in a bedroom.
No, that was a bedroom.
Bedroom, closet. Hey, you just copy me, man. You copy me.
It wasn't a goddamn closet, Isaiah. It was his bedroom when he was a kid.
I still call it a freaking closet.
Well, just because your room is a closet doesn't mean his room was a closet.
You don't.
Well,
Yeah,
think
you
about it, it's like if
don't.
you Isaiah as a kid, but you keep him in a fucking closet too.
There you go. See, there you go. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you for agreeing with me. Thank you.
I keep him in that place under the stairs like Harry fucking Potter.
No, people understand. No, people understand. People like that. People
Put
understand.
a lock on that shit.
No, people
Slide food
understand.
up under the door every once in a while, some beef jerky and a couple of now
No. It's like that movie. People
I
understand.
think we broke Charles.
That's nothing new. That's nothing new.
Isaiah, does your door have a lock on the outside of it where your parents keep you locked in your room?
Maybe.
He's locked in his room now.
Yeah, pretty much with you guys. So I'm kind of stuck.
You're like the troll that nobody wants to be around and they have to lock in their bedroom every night.
Exactly. That's what you keep calling me, Weedon. You keep calling me all the time. Like, where's Isaiah at? Oh, I should look in this closet.
I do no such thing.
Yes, you do. Before you get done with your ponies, you call my name up.
Okay, so he comes out of whatever he's poking his head out of whatever room he happens to be in, and future him is all like, no, back up.
Right.
Like, so future him knows stuff that he does not know, and he decides to listen to himself, which I think is a very smart move.
Yes, it was very smart.
I liked it a lot. It was kind of sad too.
The thing is,
if this same situation had happened with Batman, let's change the focus here. Let's say someone had taken Batman back in time, and future Batman saw him and went, "No, don't do it." Past Batman would be like, "Screw you," and he'd do it anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'd be like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Batman.
Smarter than himself, honestly.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm Batman up in here.
but no, one thing I wanted to say is that how you were saying that how future Flash is telling our current Flash not to do this, which was smart. I agree, it was very smart. But I think the whole thing of actually going back in time to save his mom was completely stupid. I mean, he should not have. It shouldn't have even been a thought in his head. When he was having that heart-to-heart with his dad, where his dad was basically saying, "Don't do this," that your mother wouldn't want you to do this. I'm like, damn right. I mean, everything that has happened has led to your life as it is now. If you were to go back in time, change everything, you're going to come back to a different life, and who's to say that different life is going to be better? Most likely, it'll be
honestly,
worse.
all he ended up doing was going back in time to cry with his mom.
Okay, let's do that.
That's a good thing. That was actually awesome because
it was boring.
It's basically giving Barry the opportunity to have a proper goodbye with his mother.
Right, but come on, you do anything to see
Barry was only 19 and he decided to hit. That is what happened. He had a great life and he decided, you know what, I'm going to gamble this great life. And hopefully I'll get one that's as good or better. Screw that.
But I still say that going back in time and changing things is very stupid. Basically, I've said it once. I'll say it again. The past should not be fucked with.
Well,
It shouldn't be.
It was his mother. Like, you do anything to save your mother,
If
right?
they never fucked with the past, this would be a really boring show because time travel is kind of one of the central things in the Flash.
Here's the thing.
So you're going to have this complaint a lot.
No, Charles, here's the thing. Here's the thing. No. Let me say something for a second to Charles. Basically, if we were going to go down that route where nobody should fuck with the past, basically, then Eobard should never have gone back into the past. So the only thing Barry would be doing was to be fixing what had happened that shouldn't have happened.
Conundrum.
Yes, I understand that, and I understand Deanna's point as well, saying that with the Flash, time travel is a pretty pivotal like part of the Flash. So I understand that, but I still think that going back in time to save his mother's life would have been very, very stupid.
You know what? He should have saved his mother's life, because then we wouldn't have gotten this god-awful season 3 of Arrow.
Wait a second, though. Kim, what were you going to say?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, time travel is time travel, whether you go back and change something or not. I think it boils down to this. It's not so much of a personal right or wrong. It's more of a personal, emotional tie to what he wanted to change. I think in him going back, and this is something that I don't think we've discussed, in him going back and him peeking through the door and seeing himself there and himself saying, stop. I think that's that was real big to me because it stood out to me. It's like he could have saved himself as a boy and he could have saved his mom. But his future self knew something, that if he had saved his mom, it could have caused some detriment that should not have happened.
It would have created the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah, that is exactly how the Flashpoint paradox got started. It's like I was saying in the beginning of this episode, the entire thing that led to the world going to absolute shit.
Chaos.
Aquaman and Wonder Woman fighting, Bruce Wayne being the one that had died, Thomas Wayne actually becoming Batman, and Martha Wayne becoming the Joker. Everything that the entire pivotal point that led to all of this bullshit happening was the Flash going back in time and saving Nora Allen's life. That is what caused everything. So it's like we were so close to getting it. Close to getting it.
But now we're gonna
so
probably
season
see
4 of
that
Arrow
as
would
well
have had
as everything
Tommy as
else.
the Arrow.
Wait, what?
Season 4 of Arrow would have had Tommy as the Arrow.
Let's do this alphabetically. Hey, what were you saying?
Well, you see, now we may actually see all of that anyway because all the timelines will be happening.
Okay, Lou, what were you saying?
Season 4 of Arrow would have had Tommy as the Arrow instead of Oliver. Oliver would have remained dead.
That is
True.
that would have been cool. I like Tommy more. I miss Tommy.
Well, it's like I'm hoping that's something that they kind of go with as seasons go by, because we know that we're gonna be looking into different universes and such. I would kind of like to see an alternate Starling City.
Same here.
Just to see what would have happened, if. I
if
hope
we
that
see-
the Flashpoint universe does exist, but it's just not our universe.
There wouldn't be one because Malcolm Merlin destroyed it.
If there is an alternate Starling City, I want it to be called Star City.
Oh God.
I have a question, because everybody's bitching about if Flash would have changed the timeline. The Legends of Tomorrow are going to be going to different time periods to fight who they're going to fight.
I actually have a wild speculation for that. I have a wild speculation for that. My wild speculation for season 2 actually covers exactly that. If you can hold off on that.
All right.
Cool. Of course, now the good guys are letting the bad guy go and giving him a time spare and going, yes, go ahead, go to anywhere in time that you want. Here, have absolute power. Which I think is complete and utter BS.
I realized the show runners have this fascination with the Arrow shooting arrows into the sky with nothing there, and Barry fucking out of nowhere coming and doing some super fly punch, thinking he could fly and shit.
Well, I mean, he did have to run really freaking fast to actually like come back through it. So yes, he would be able to do that.
Momentum is crazy. Momentum and inertia. It can help you fly.
And just like earlier on in the season, he punched Harrison Wells gently into that locker.
Don't you mean someone else, Colossus? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flash version of Colossus.
Yeah.
Well, GotR was his name.
Yeah, wannabe Colossus.
But yeah, right before that, of course, that's when Jay Garrick's Tin Hat came out.
That was cool.
So I'm wondering whether we're going to see Jay Garrick in the season premiere next season. I don't think so, though. And again, that goes towards my wild speculation. Of course, yeah, Barry punches him in the face, like flies at him like freaking Superman and shit. And of course, now they shut down the wormhole, and everyone's happily ever after.
Right.
Except for Reverse Flash.
Until
Which, like, really good.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Eddie could have just shot his balls off. He didn't have to shoot himself.
That's true.
Or he could have not shot himself at all and gone like to a hospital and gotten a vasectomy.
Pretty much. Like
how hard is it to get a vasectomy? Or like swear off of sex?
Guys, being the only
That was dramatic.
let me give you some insight to this from a female standpoint. Okay? Eddie was just batshit crazy. That's why he did it. He didn't know. He thought in the moment. He went emotional. For some reason, they make these guys emotional like they're women. But he went emotional. He said, okay, I got to save Iris. Okay, how can I save her? Okay, I'll shoot myself. See, and he'll go away because why? I'm his great whatever grandfather.
I'm a
You know
hero.
what else would have killed? You know what else would have killed Eobard Thawne? Shooting Eobard Thawne
in the head. And
in the head.
Pretty
But
much.
that would
Going
have
too
stopped him
fast.
from being born.
Yeah, but you would have gotten rid of him
Would
then.
not have stopped him from his craziness. Yeah, but so I understand why Tom. Oh Lord. I understand why he did it. Okay, because Eddie, he loved Iris more than he loved life itself, and he wanted to save her, and he knew as long as he was alive that Eobard would someday be born and would harm her. So emotional Eddie said, let me solve it. Let me kill myself. Boom, Iris survives. That's what it boils down to why he did it from a woman's point of view.
And his final words is, I'm a hero.
Which he was. He was a hero.
I just wanted to be your hero.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he said, I want to be your hero?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Either way, he still
I
was a
want to
hero.
be your hero, baby.
Be quiet, Whedon. Just be quiet. Stop, Whedon. Just be
We
quiet.
just need somebody to say we don't
I'm
need
sorry.
another hero.
I had to.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
So
see,
now
you see
never
here's the real.
We don't need
paradox.
another hero. We don't need another warrior.
Exactly. You got me.
You know what song I want to bust out in, don't you? I
We
need
don't-
Well, you see, here's the big paradox. If he kills himself so that Eobard Thawne is never born, then Eobard Thawne never goes back in time, Barry's mother never dies. He's going to pop up somewhere else alive, not knowing who anybody is, because the entire timeline is completely fixed.
Right. That's why the singularity
That
happened.
goes
Though.
towards
Then,
what the
then you
was
get a time
saying.
loop. No, but then you get a time loop, because then he goes ahead and Eobard Thawne gets born later on.
Yeah.
And
so,
that
so,
goes
yeah,
towards what something Deanna was saying, which is that's a giant time vortex trying to fix things.
So he's had screwed everyone else over when he killed himself.
I'm just going to say it right now. I mean, I was going to wait till speculation, but it seems like I might forget it after all.
Just
Is
like-
that
What a surprise.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hit Charles because he loves it when I do that, just as he's about to start rambling.
he does that.
Go on, Charles.
I was just going to say that I don't think Eddie's dead. I don't think he is. I think on
He's
some
dead.
timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly kind of thing is that Eddie's going to be alive in some form. He's going to be alive. He survived what happened, and Eobard will still be born.
Well, here is the problem. Here's
the time vortex. Woo!
Yeah, that's how I think he's still alive. Is that him going into that vortex means that that's probably what saved his life.
How?
Rip Hunter caught him and took him back.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't think that he's going to kill him off that quickly.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Dead.
He's gone.
It's like
Dead.
from the showrunners. He's dead.
Dead. He's dirt.
Dead.
All right, fine. That tosses my theory out the window.
Thank you.
But here's
Sarah's
the
dead.
thing. Here's the thing. Just like everybody in the panel, I'm sure knows it, but just for the viewers, we have a cycle here. Is Eddie killed himself, making it to where Eobard doesn't exist. Eobard not existing means that this whole timeline didn't exist, which means Eddie didn't kill himself, which means Eobard is alive, which causes this timeline to happen again. It is an infinite loop, and that is what we're thinking that the time vortex is trying to fix.
Right, singularity, really.
Yes. And
time vortex is actually more accurate. It's very specific on
It
what
is a
it
time
is.
vortex.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a
if he-
singularity.
But if the dead runners have said he's dead, then
Oh, Lord.
why would it loop?
Because it's complex. It's like Terminator nonsense.
No, it's like, I mean, there could be a loop. It's like, see, it depends on which interpretation of time travel that you kind of want to get into. For this one, this timeline isn't actually going anywhere. It's like you have this giant vortex trying to correct this mistake in between, this universe and the other universe, with which, just to simplify it, I'm going to refer to as the Flashpoint universe.
Right.
And which ties into my wild speculation. I'll get into that later. But it's between this one and that one, and it's trying to correct this imbalance between those two universes. And it's like while this initial temporal vortex, I think is going to be fixed. It's going to cause problems in both these universes. Think Fringe.
There you go.
And you'll kind of see where I think this thing is going to be headed.
Well,
with these two alternate universes, with giant changes to one, and you have all of these different temporal disturbances all over both universes. I think that's going to be.
Oh, so they're gonna bring the Eddie from that timeline to this one.
Oh,
possibly.
Universe A, Universe B. That's what it's gonna be called.
That's not what it's going to be called. They Dustin Grant, I'm forgetting his name at this second. He's already referred to it as Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like we already kind of got a hint of that when we saw Jay Garrick's helmet start, fly out of the thing.
That was cool.
He's very much the Flash of Earth 2. So.
Yep.
So of course.
Can I make a statement about the helmet that I kind of the thought that came to mind?
Sure.
When Eobard saw the helmet, he said, "I guess that's my cue to go." I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
I think that was very profound because he knew more about that helmet than he was letting on.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Garrett's pretty much bad. He's a bad mofo, man.
Well, don't forget. One of the things that we saw in the Speed Force was the Flash Museum. So,
that's right.
Which Eobard
all the Flash in the Flash Museum,
which Eobard actually worked at specifically. Eobard knows everything there is to know about all of the Flashes.
And we saw Wally West,
including Wally West's secret identity. Yes, because Wally West never really hid his identity. At least if the comic books end up being the same in the TV show, because I'm sure they're going to introduce Wally West soon enough.
Unless you're reading, he doesn't know nothing.
I know who Wally West is now.
He falls right on He falls where he can.
You're bringing up a joke from fucking a year ago, Isaiah.
He falls
I
for
think
it
we can leave it. I think we can let it drop.
No.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you did. Yeah.
That joke is dead and buried.
Hey, if he stops falling for it, I'll let it go. But hey.
So, all right. So Barry decides that how he's going to stop this time vortex is by going basically an impossible speed in the opposite direction. And I don't think that's going to work.
The opposite direction of a black hole is away from it, not towards it.
Exactly.
Well, nothing can escape the gravitational pull of a black hole. Not even light, not even time. Nothing.
Yeah,
That's why this isn't a black hole.
Yes, this
They
is
said it was a black hole.
No, it wasn't.
That's because
the thing that was in the.
They don't exactly know enough about time travel to be able to call it a time vortex, do they?
Yeah, what was going on? It was separate. It was separate from the black hole. It's two different things.
Yeah.
Yes,
but they
it's
don't know
separate
that.
from the black hole because the wormhole closed successfully. So that means it's not a black hole. There is something else happening. Somebody else opened a wormhole.
Yeah, and now that I've thought about it, I mean, if it was a black hole, I mean, it would have done far more damage than what that time vortex was doing. It would have done far more.
It wouldn't have moved up into the sky. It would have sat exactly where it was and started sucking in the earth just from where it was.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have moved away.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Deanno said something profound earlier. Yes, Deanno, I'm giving you kudos. He said that it was a singularity. And think about, let me finish my thought before anybody jumps in and interrupt me. If you think about it, who was sucked up into that vortex?
Eddie
Was sucked up into it.
Yeah.
Was that vortex sent to bring Eddie and the Flash to wherever it came from?
No, it's like that temporal vortex simply manifested itself at the point where the temporal disturbance began. It was at that location that the timeline got messed up.
Badly.
Which is where
someone
died.
Was it Ichabod's plan for that?
Ichabod.
This is Sleepy Hollow.
This ain't Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane ain't in this show.
Right.
Eobard. Okay, Eobard. Was it his plan for that to happen?
No.
Oh
hell.
Trust me.
I don't think
Eobard
Eobard
erased from
wanted to be
existence.
deleted from time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Deanno said.
Yeah. Very much not his plan.
I'm just looking at the things that happened. Eddie goes, Flash chases, goes up in it to stop it. The helmet that Eobard looked at and said, "I guess it's time for me to go."
Yep.
I'm looking at this little bitty things that, remember they said there were no coincidences. They kept harping on that word, and I was like, yeah, we got to look at all the little things, that they're not coincidences, that they are really important.
Yeah,
that actually, that gives me a second wild speculation, actually. And this one's actually pretty simple, is maybe that time vortex is already closing when Barry is on its way up there. Maybe the time vortex only wanted Eddie. Because Eddie fucked up the timeline. It takes Eddie. It's like, okay, everything's fixed, and it closes up.
So you're saying that time vortex is alive and that it actually has thoughts and intentions. It goes like, you know what? I want that guy because he fucked up the timeline. That guy's a dick. Yeah.
No, it would be a force of nature. It would be an automatic response.
Okay.
I think if that happened, it would be very disappointing for the season premiere. If that happened, the season premiere would be, oh, the time vortex is just disappearing. What's happening next? And it's like, huh? All that huge build-up for about 2 minutes of action? No, sorry.
Which brings me to my second wild speculation, which is Rip Hunter shows up. The time vortex does not go away. He just stabilizes it and goes, okay, now you can travel through time and it won't fuck shit up. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. Continue on. You're the Flash. You can travel time as much as you want. Here's your driver's license. Here's your time driver's license, basically.
Oh, and I need Hawk Girl to come with me.
Also, I need
Flash is gonna go like, who's this Hawk Girl? because he doesn't know who this woman is, even though there was a little like scene that like focused on her for like about, I don't know, a second, maybe two.
That is actually one thing that I wanted to talk about right before we talk about the specific scenes that happen in the I don't know, when he was going back in time.
Speed Force.
Speed Force, yeah. Is first off, we did see Hawkgirl on there, which if anybody was watching the episode who didn't know what Hawkgirl looked like before, such as me, because I haven't been watching the casting news, I was like, who the hell is this girl? Like, why are they focusing on her? Like, am I the only one that had no idea who she was?
Well, did you watch the
Obviously,
Legends of
Isaiah
Tomorrow
didn't.
trailer?
I had no idea, but
Hey, don't look at me, Lou. It was my own thing.
Matt, did you watch the Legends of Tomorrow trailer?
Once.
She was in the trailer.
She was.
Yeah.
As Hawkgirl or
As Hawkgirl, yeah. She was in the trailer as Hawkgirl.
Yeah,
That's
she was.
probably why I didn't recognize her.
She wasn't wearing a costume, but it did show her
That
face.
exact same scene
Yes.
that showed in Flash was the exact same scene of Hawkgirl
Yeah.
in the Legends of Tomorrow trailer, but she
Oh.
was also on the rooftop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was also flying and everything in the trailer too.
Well, the flying part was all added for the trailer. They haven't even put her in a costume yet.
I know, yeah.
And then we also have the various scenes. We see Barry in jail,
Yes.
which that is, we're not sure if that's going to be an alternate timeline or whether or not this Barry ends up being arrested for whatever reason.
No, I think that's an alternate timeline, and he was talking to his father as the Flash.
But the camera was trying to like, it was like looking from Barry's point of view. So
Yeah, that's just it. That's a theory as well, is that all of those scenes were from his point of view. So he saw the Flash Museum from his point of view as he was running past it. He saw himself in handcuffs from his point of view. Like, there is that theory, but the more I think about it, the less I believe it.
Are we not going to bring up the whole thing in the Speed Force about like seeing Killer Frost?
Nah,
no,
we'll skip it.
yeah.
Oh, come
Of
on.
course we're going to talk about it, Charles.
he always does this all the time.
It was your imagination. There was no Killer Frost.
Yeah, there was no Killer Frost.
There was no Frost.
Does anyone
there's
here
going to
think
be-
that the Caitlin Snow that we know and love is going to be the same Caitlin Snow who becomes Killer Frost?
No.
Or do we think it's a different Caitlin Snow?
Different.
Caitlin
I
Snow.
believe it.
It's different.
That's other Caitlin Snow.
Unless,
I think it's going to be a Caitlin Snow from one of the alternate timelines.
hold on. Wild speculation time. She tries again to heal her husband, and it backfires and turns her into Killer Frost.
Mm.
Boom.
Well, I thought she's already come to terms with the fact that her husband is a metahuman. That
Yes.
she's accepted it. I mean,
Her husband's
really
half a metahuman. He can live a normal life.
Half a
She's gonna get
metahuman, so
tired. She's gonna get tired of the old man because you know they kind of go together.
Well, they're not going to have sex if they're fused. If Stein and Ronnie are like sharing the same body, they're not going to have sex with Caitlin.
What is wrong with you, Whedon? That's
just it, is
the same body at the same time when they're with Caitlin. I'm just saying she's gonna get tired of the old man hanging around. She's gonna want just her husband. So I can
She
understand.
can have just her husband, though. They don't. They
No,
obviously can
but
be
to Kim's
separate.
point- to Kim's point, they're separated, yes, but they can read each other's thoughts. So when Ronnie is banging the shit out of her, oh man's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, baby, I like what you're doing."
Oh.
No.
Hold on.
Hold on.
No,
He's going to
no.
be giving him tips.
Enough to make it more better.
Ronnie's gonna be giving Caitlin just a tip, and the old man's gonna be like, "No, all the way, all the way."
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I am so
I
sorry I
know.
started us down this road. I really.
Nah, you don't be sorry. We're used to this nonsense, but wow.
We drove Whedon away.
I know.
Oh, there, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
We made him uncomfortable.
That's nothing new. We do that all the time.
All right, so let me see. What else do we have? We have Killer Frost. We have the possibility, depending on whether we're seeing everything from Barry's viewpoint or not, we have the possibility of Joe bringing home another kid that might possibly be Wally West.
I thought
That's a speculation.
that it was an alternate timeline where Iris wasn't born and he had a son instead of a daughter.
What?
Yeah, that was kind of my guess as well.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. Let me see. What other scenes do we have? We had. And then we have the Heroes of Tomorrow scenes, which we all saw in the trailers, such as them fighting a giant robot, and we only know it's a giant robot because we only see its foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want a giant robot.
We all want a giant robot.
I want a robot that's called Blinky.
With Vin Diesel's voice.
Yeah, and it's like the more I've thought about it,
is I am Groot.
But the more I've thought about it, the more I've decided that the White Canary in Legends of Tomorrow is not the same Sarah Lance that we saw die in Arrow season 3. It's like at this point,
No. Don't forget. Don't forget the trailer.
I'm not forgetting the trailer.
Well, I'm forgetting it.
It's the Lazarus pit.
Yeah, it's like I know that's what was shown as her being in water and whatnot. I don't see it. I think that was there. I think that's a red herring.
Yeah.
I completely think that's a red herring because it's like if you could take someone that's been dead for that long and put them in a Lazarus pit and all of a sudden they'd be okay, it would make death completely meaningless in this
broke the
universe.
rules, really.
In which case, it's like if I was Oliver Queen, I would be digging up Tommy and digging up yeah.
I'm gonna stick to my theory that Rip Hunter went back in time and he's gonna pull her as she's being killed and saves her in some pit.
Oh my lord.
Rip Hunter's going to go back in time, grab her body while it's still fresh and still bleeding, and then drop her into the Lazarus pit.
Wow. How did he go? I mean, how did he put her in the Lazarus pit in the first place? Because he got to get through a lot of guards and a lot of things like that. So,
Hey, he's from the
Really,
future.
Isaiah?
Time travel, dude.
It's time travel 1, and 2, Rip Hunter I heard is a badass fighter, and 3, he can sneak in when no one's around.
See, for me, it's a matter of Occam's razor. It's like the easiest explanation is usually the one that's right.
Yeah,
Is it easier for me to accept the fact that he went back and time traveled and did all this shit to take this Sarah Lance and bring her back to life, and at the same time had a fake body there for them to find and all this madness, or is it just a Sarah Lance from another dimension?
Let's say that, please. Let's say that from another dimension because that makes no sense.
Can we just all pause and think about how much Arthur Darvill must have laughed when they offered him Captain Jack's role?
Basically. Like Rory Williams is now Captain Jack Harkness because Captain Jack Harkness is busy being Malcolm Merlin.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is.
But no, any realistic theory of time travel is also space travel, which means if you are traveling through time, you can appear wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like boom tubes. Like
they've also gone for cross-dimension travel to get the first Flash's helmet come through. So that's really going beyond the usual time travel thing anyway.
Well, I thought they said that there was an article I'd read somewhere, I don't remember where, but they had mentioned that Season 2 is going to be bringing in bits of multiverse. They're going to be focusing on the multiverse a lot more than just time travel.
Yeah.
Well, they have to if they're going to have Legends of Tomorrow being what the trailer makes us think it is.
Right.
We'll see. Do we have any other wild speculations?
I do.
All right, Isaiah.
There's going to be 2 big ones, too. All right. So Reverse Flash does come back, but this time it's going to be Barry Allen from another future. We got a good Barry Allen and a bad Barry Allen. It's going to be crazy. What? And the second one is we're going to get the Black Flash. Yes,
Why you gotta be racist? Why you gotta be racist?
It's actually a real character, folks. Be quiet.
You're not gonna get the Flash of Death, dude. That would be
That'd
more.
be cool though, because
No, it would be cool. It would be cool. He better not be wearing skis though. That will piss me off.
Isn't Black Flash part of the Black Lantern Corps?
Oh,
No.
sweet Jesus! Oh my God!
Black Flash is basically death.
Yes, he's deaf. We didn't.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord!
Okay, so I have a prediction
Go for it.
that Iris is going to continue pissing me off.
Every woman in every show you watch.
Wait, let me finish. Okay, that's my first prediction, that Iris is going to continue pissing me off. And the second one is
Water will continue to be wet.
she is going to finally go, I love Barry. And that's going to piss me off.
That'll tick a lot of people off.
that would be like, And
humans will continue to breathe oxygen
Yep.
for sustenance.
World will keep spinning.
and I really, I know this may sound funny. I really want Cisco and what did he call her?
Golden Glider.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I really want them to go ahead and hook up. Okay.
No.
I know. He needs a love interest.
Yeah,
He does.
somehow I think Cisco can do a lot better than a psychotic killer.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, he can't.
All right.
Calm her down, and she will, encourage him to
No.
for his.
Oh, so you want to do some power of love bullshit here? It's like,
Right. Oh, parts. They got water.
Candy stare.
Get that Captain Planet.
All right. I have a speculation, and you guys are probably going to debunk it. I don't care. I can still
Too late.
dream.
He doesn't care.
It's wrong.
I think that
Charles, you're wrong.
It's wrong.
Shut up, guys. All right. I think that it's a possibility that after the mentioning of the Ferris Air test pilot going missing, mentioning the whole Green Lantern thing, I think Green Lantern might show up in season 2.
Nope.
Really, Whedon? Really?
I don't think Green Lantern will show up until season 3.
Or ever?
No, I think he's going to show up, but I don't think he's going to show up in this universe.
Oh, God damn it. You know what? Fuck the movie universe. That universe can kiss my ass for all I care.
Wow, there's a lady here, man. Jeez.
No. I still are. You know what?
Isaiah?
You know what? His theory about
Here, can we calm down a little bit?
Right.
I mean, the theory about him potentially showing up in season 3 might actually be more likely. But how about we actually start seeing people from the whole Green Lantern arcs showing up in Flash? Like, crap, what is Hal Jordan's love interest name? I don't know what her name is.
No one cares.
Carol Ferris.
Carol Ferris. Okay, yeah. She might show up, maybe, or maybe Hector Hammond. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the next Reverse Flash they're going to bring in is going to be Thaddeus Thorne.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
That's
see.
possible. That's very, very possible.
But they're going to twist it as some sort of, like, Thaddeus Thorne realizes that Eobard was taken out of the timeline and that they're somehow related, and they're going to bring it out.
Interesting.
It's like, see, mine is a little bit different. It's like just some of the things that Eobard was talking about, how it's like, in his future they're out of cows and all of this. It seems like this very desolate and unfriendly place.
Mm-hmm.
And also in his universe, Nora Allen is alive because he's the one that went back and killed her in his timeline, thus creating this new timeline. This Eobard Thawne is from the Flashpoint universe.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. That's actually, I like that one. So in this timeline, the one that Barry's in right now, we still have the chance for Eobard. No, he can't be from the Flashpoint universe because Eddie killed himself and he died. If they were from two different universes, that wouldn't have happened.
Very true.
True.
It is always a MacGuffin. They can always make some Reverse Flash out there.
Though that is a very good theory, but I can't see it happening.
I think that if they are going to bring him back, and I really hope they don't.
Well, I think that by. Oh no, go ahead.
It'll be too repetitive, but if they do, it'll be Thaddeus rather than Earbud because he's the most logical replacement.
Okay. When Eobard went back and killed Nora Allen, it's like at that point he created a completely separate timeline from his own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at that point it's like there was a divergence. There was what I'm calling the Flashpoint universe, the one he's from, and the one that we actually have here. So technically, at that point, it's like, I mean, he was a man outside of time. If they were going by the normal rules of time travel, like other universes and such, Eddie killing himself would have accomplished exactly nothing. If they were like two concurrent universes that were always apart, but that's not the case. They branched from the same universe. It's Eobard's own actions that caused the split into, like this other Flashpoint universe and the one that we actually have, where Flash becomes the Flash I think it was like 6 or 8 years earlier than he should have.
Yeah.
5. I thought it was 5. But
that was longer.
No, it was 8. It was 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was like 2014, and then it was 2022, so 8.
Okay, yeah. So 8 years earlier than he should have. So it's like all these things he's doing is kind of creating this other dimension, this other universe, but it's like, I don't know, it's like this link still exists between at least his personal family history and himself. So if something happened to them, like, yeah, it absolutely would take him out. But the reality that he knows is not the reality that he was in at this point.
Yeah, but they're linked realities because he's single timeline. Because he gets removed from time, he's single timeline from birth is going to disappear, which means Barry's mum is going to return.
Yeah, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Exactly.
These discussions are only going to get more fucking complicated. It's like,
no kidding. I'm going to start drinking before.
It's like I was saying yesterday, it's like we're going to need to do some Hiro Nakamura shit and have like strings with newspapers and like various points and timelines and all this madness just to keep all this shit straight.
I'm going to have to go back to college to take a quantum physics.
That's the thing. Multiverse theory is seriously headache-inducing, so it's going to be lots of fun to see either how they completely fuck up the entire multiverse theory or how accurate they try to stay to it.
We'll see. All right, do we have any other wild speculation, or should I wrap up?
Nope. No more speculation.
We're done.
All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Geeks of the Round, presents the Flash season finale, Fast Enough. Go ahead and check us out, geeksoftheround.com, youtube.com/geeksoftheround. Give us a call at 801-609-GOTR. That's 801-609-4687. Leave a message, and maybe we'll put you on the show. I want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.